Hi, and a warm welcome back to the latest episode of Lisburn Distillery Television. We're enjoyed today by a man very much in goal scoring form this season. It's Matthew Ferguson. Before we speak to Matthew, however, let's have a quick look at what's coming up in today's show. First up, we have exclusive highlights from Saturday's third round Steel & Sons Cup game between Lisburn Distillery and Brantwood. Our post-match interview this week is with recent signing Craig Kennedy, who spoke to Michael McDonald after Saturday's game. And finally this week we'll have the latest in Lisburn Distillery club news, as well as a preview of our next league game against Armagh City. Brantwood were Lisburn Distillery's latest opposition in the Steel & Sons Cup competition Saturday past, and whereas the Whites would have went into this game as clear favourites, the visitors would be determined to make a name for themselves. So who would come out on top? Here's the highlights. So Matthew, first of all, a big welcome to Lisburn Distillery TV. Thanks very much for coming in tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Saturday's match, looking back on it, tight enough game in the first 30 minutes or so?
It was, to be fair, in the early rounds of the competition, you're going to get so-called maybe lesser opposition without sounding disrespectful, but when we teams come here they try and hold you the first half an hour, at least first half anyway, to try and keep the score to a minimum. But again, third period of Brantwood, they held us back before getting our first goal. I think it was just before half every 3 minutes. But again, we didn't stop trying to score. We just kept doing what we tried to do, and eventually we got there.
The sending off certainly had a bit of an impact on the game. I mean, at that stage it was 0-0. Seemed a bit of a reckless challenge. Your thoughts on it?
To be fair, again, it's hard to say. Obviously, looking back at it and thinking it over in your head, it was a very reckless challenge. But again, you don't know what that player's thinking at the time. He maybe sees a ball and maybe thinks he has a chance to win it again. I'm sure nobody goes out to hurt any opponent, but again, sometimes it happens. Again, as long as Jonah's okay, I think that's the main thing. With the boys speaking to him, I think it's looking not as serious as we first thought, which is a good thing.
Obviously, from the players' viewpoint, I mean, I don't think any dispute it was a red card in terms of that.
To be fair, I thought it was a red card, especially with the games going now. It's you don't get to see reckless challenges as you used to, So I think a referee made the right decision.
Well, you certainly yourself personally benefited from that as well as the team, obviously. You finished off with 3 goals, and there was no World Cup Classics in the middle of those, but 3 tap-ins, and they're all 3 goals.
Again, as a centre forward, you got to get yourself in the positions to score goals. And okay, maybe I had a couple of chances where maybe we would have hit the net. Again, I don't let that bother me. I just keep going, and I got myself in the right positions at the right times, and I was happy enough to put the ball in the back of the net.
Remarkable season so far for you. You have 9 goals or something so far. Not even into October yet.
9 goals. It's I try and do what I was saying to do. Perform for the team and put the ball in the back of the net when it needs to be, and hopefully it continues, and that's all I can do.
In that actual competition, I think we've got Shankly United now at home in the 4th round. Once again, a big rivalry there. We played them pre-season. A lot of people will know each other and things like that. So looking forward to that one.
To be fair, I am looking forward to it again. It was a tight game pre-season. I think near the end we sort of took control of the game, and I think we scored 3 late goals. From
hard fighting team, like.
They are very hard working team. They don't give you much time on the ball, which is always tough to play against. I think you need to be on top of your game to try and play as best as possible to play around them and get, especially the way we play. But again, a lot of local boys play for Shankly, a lot of boys where we're from, and again, it's always interesting.
Should be a good game on it.
Yes, definitely.
And on Saturday, another person who made their excellent debut for the team was goalkeeper Craig Kennedy, who had to come on to replace the injured Jonah Nicholl. And after the game, Michael McDonald caught up with Craig to hear his thoughts on the game. And here's what he had to say to Lisburn Distillery Television.
Craig, it's great to have you on the show. It's your first start. And a wonderful 6-1 win, but it wasn't without a casualty. What do you make of your first start and replacing Jonah?
It was unexpected. I was talking to George and Mac when I first decided to sign here, and they sort of had me tuned in for the Iraq game in a few weeks' time. But got to cross these barriers, you know what I mean? It was unfortunate that Jonah got the injury, but I'll take my chance when it comes along,
And it was almost a perfect start for you, except for conceding a freakish goal, if you will.
It was a great finish, actually. I think Barry was sort of... He done Barry a wee bit, I think, or not be happy with me saying that, but it was a great finish. Sometimes you don't see it then.
We're into the 4th round now of this competition. How can we keep the momentum going?
Just games with few and far between league games. So the more we stay in the cups, you got to just keep the momentum going. Wins, good performances. People always are not be pleased with how to play today, but getting the win rolls us on to next week.
And now what can we take from this win and take it to Armagh next week in the league?
I know Armagh's a tough place to go, and it'll be really different compared to the day, but as I say, strikers are scoring goals, people are playing nice passes, the boys, creative players are doing well, defensively we're sound, or some good finishing. Like, I think the boys are well trained to win a tough game next week.
Of course, Matthew got a hat-trick, no surprise there, and another 2 goals for Nick. We'll never hear the end of it as well. Like, player of the season, you think he's a shoo-in for the next one too? Or do you want to take that crown?
I wouldn't mind taking that off his shoulders, but if I've got to take it, it means the boys aren't doing too well. So maybe I don't want to take it.
Here, an important goalkeeper is just as essential and crucial.
It's good to see the boys getting on the goals. As I say, Big Nick sits in the bench, comes off, quality impacts up. Like he would play in first teams most weeks, and he comes on and does a job. Brilliant. It's good to see the boys getting goals.
Next up, it's time to wrap up some news from around Lisburn Distillery Football Club. The next big event in the distillery calendar is our annual Golf Day, which takes place on Sunday the 30th of September at Ballyclare Golf Club. Hole sponsorship is available for this and costs £50 per hole for individuals or £200 for corporate, which includes the option for 3 4-ball and meals for the sponsor. The cost to play in the event on your own is £40 and that will also include a free post-match meal. You can also attend the meal on its own and the cost will be £15. And further details on this event can be found on the club website. Goals from Michael O'Hanlon and Nick Beta were enough to give the Whites a 2-0 victory over Bangor FC in a friendly between the sides last week. Thanks to the guys from BFC Highlights for allowing us to use their coverage of the goals in the show today. A European Legends lunch will be held at the club on Saturday the 13th of October ahead of our home game versus Sport and Leisure. The event has been hosted to recognise the amazing feats of the distillery teams in 1963 and 1971. And we are pleased to confirm already that Roy Welch, Joan Berwick Meldrum, Sid Patterson, Jack Kennedy, Peter Watson, Alan McCarroll, Tommy Brannigan, George Lennox, Joe Patterson, Jimmy Burke and Jim Savage will be joining us for the event on the day. Tickets for the event are now available from the Phoenix Coffee Shop for only £5 per person, but we would advise if you plan to come along, please get your tickets as soon as possible. Next up for Lisburn Distillery sees the team travel to Home Park to take on Armagh City this Saturday afternoon. Thoughts on that one, Matthew?
To be fair, another tough game. I know we're only 2 matches in the league, but I think it's a must-see points for us with the way our league campaign started this season. With 1 point from 2 games. Okay, Armagh's no point at the minute, but again, both of us will be looking to hopefully put 3 points on the board in their first win. But I would like to think that we'll be going down to get the 3 points.
So 3G pitch, do you like playing 3G or you prefer
to be
grass?
fair, when I'm young, I think it suits me okay. I like to get the ball down. Well, not just me, the whole team like to get the ball down, play a wee bit. And I think it sort of suits our style of play. We like playing on that sort of surface. So yeah. I think in a way it would benefit us.
Armagh, as you say, they started slowly. They haven't picked up a point yet. We've only picked up the 1, but you shouldn't be complacent. It's going to be a very, very hard side to get points off inside.
Yeah, again, it's in this league, and I think last year proved it, especially with some of our results. It doesn't matter where you are in the league. It doesn't matter how many points you have. Everybody's capable of beating each other. Again, Armagh would just be having the same sort of thoughts as us going on Saturday and hopefully getting 3 points. But again, I think for us it's a must 3 points, and I think when you're focusing on Saturday, it's a must win.
Last season we went down there, we did get the win and seemed to sort of spark a bit of a mini revival. I went on a decent run after that.
Yeah.
Hoping to repeat the same again this week.
Yeah, I thought that, like you said, there we went on. I think it was around about the time we went on the unbeaten run, and it was a great performance from the boys down that night. I think it was a Friday night match.
Yeah, and
I think we'll play very, very well at. So hopefully we get the same sort of performance from us.
Let's hope so. Anyhow, that game takes place this Saturday. It's Saturday the 22nd of September at Home Park in Armagh. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff. There is a supporters bus in operation, so if you want to make a travel down to see the game, we'd love to hear from you. You can find out more details on that on social media and also on the club's website. Either way, we'd love to have your support on Saturday. So that brings us to the end of this episode of Lisburn Distillery TV. Matthew, thank you so much for coming to join us this evening.
Not a problem, thank you for having me.
And hopefully next time we invite you in, you score another hat trick.
Yeah, so I'll be on well. Hopefully that's my good luck, Sean.
Okay, thanks very much for coming in, and thanks to you, the viewer, for watching today's episode. It really is appreciated. Until the next time, it's bye for now, but don't forget, come on you Whites!